Chaplain Black, the question often comes up about how the Seventh-day Adventist Church supports military members, particularly in North America. Now, in various places it's different. But the church, as you know, has supported its active duty military personnel in many ways. But give a little experience about some of the things that you have seen, how that works, and then we'll talk about how to get people on that list.
Well, one of the ways that the church has supported our military personnel is to be there when they run into difficulties with their commands about Sabbath observance. Throughout my nearly 27 years of military ministry, I've had probably, at least on a monthly basis, someone having problems with Sabbath observance. And by one being sent by my church to provide ministry to them during that difficult time and also guidance to the command, the church is helping, but also they can turn to the Adventist Chaplain's ministry and receive help in such challenging times. We have people who become converted to Adventism and then run into Sabbath difficulties, and they would really be in trouble if they did not have Adventist Chaplain's ministry to turn to and to receive some direction. So the church, in that one way, if they didn't do anything else, in that one significant way, they're earning their salary.
Well, and Adventist Chaplaincy Ministries does do that. It maintains the chaplains, screens them coming in, and maintains them on active duty. And let me share, too, something that pastors out there will need to know, and that is that we do have a serviceman's kit. And in this kit is a beautiful little Bible, which is, this is in a zippered case so people can put it in their duffel bag, and this one can go in the pocket. Along with that comes Steps to Christ, and also something else that's a very important piece for Adventists, as you mentioned. What do you do if you run into Sabbath issues and problems? This kind of walks people through that. Also, the church makes available an annual worship book for morning devotions, and this comes free to the persons on our mailing list, plus other Adventist literature such as and you've seen these, the For God and Country, a little newsletter for our Adventist military personnel. Now, as you've used these, Chaplain Black, how does a person get on this list? I know that, and you know that, but a pastor out there who says, hey, I've got people in my congregation who need this material, how do they do that?
Well, I think that you can submit your name. I instruct people to do that so that they can get on the list and write directly to ACM in order to get on the list and begin to receive.
So if someone sends in a request to us at Adventist Chaplaincy Ministries here at the General Conference, North American Division, we'll get them on the list. And you know, we've done something that even makes it easier. 1-800-ACM LIST, L-I-S-T. So that puts someone on the list. Now, this is paid for by the church, and it doesn't cost the military person anything. They get a Bible, a devotional book, For God and Country, 2 other journals of their choice, and then, as you've mentioned, the support of chaplains and the military servicemen centers. Now, what of the centers have you visited in your 27 years?
Well, I've been to the center in Okinawa, Japan, and I've been to the center in Seoul, Korea. I was in Seoul, Korea, and had been in the field for 10 days, and I had only eaten peanuts, and I had some orange juice, and it was horrible. I couldn't take a bath, a shower, or anything like that. This was the forward landing party, so when we arrived in Korea, and it was wintertime, and Korean winters can be brutal.
They can.
It was just a field, and I felt like Nebuchadnezzar after the fingernails had grown out, and he spent his time being punished by the Lord. But I went to the Adventist Servicemen Center in Seoul, and you're talking about being born again. It was an incredible experience of ministry that they provided, and it made the critical difference in terms of my maintaining my sanity in the midst of a very, very challenging environment.
Well, and that's what ACM and its military ministry is all about. Getting people on the mailing list, the Servicemen Center, you mentioned Seoul, we had one in Okinawa, we have a pastor in Japan, we have a beautiful center in Germany, it's a way of extending the church
I have been to the one in
to
Germany
where
as well.
people are. That's what the ministry is all about. And that number again is 1-800-ACM-LIST. Chaplain Black, thank you for sharing your experiences with us. And thank you for your ministry to Seventh-day Adventist military personnel.
Thank you.